finally come. I got my Vinegar Syndrome package. So I haven't opened it. I haven't even opened up the box yet. So hopefully everything's there and everything's okay. Super excited about this. As you guys know, if you've been following my channel and you've been following my videos over the last, especially over the last month or so, I've been doing these Vinegar Syndrome, half of the Black Friday sale things. So I got my 25 Vinegar Syndrome titles right here, right now. I do have 4 more titles coming, thanks to my good friend Brian from Just the Discs. So if something's not in this package, hey Livens, yeah, and you caught me at the right time because I am now unboxing this right here. This is going to be my first time looking into this, and I'm going to be doing it with you guys. And I'm going to count them to make sure they're all there before I show anything. This is my Vinegar Syndrome halfway to Black Friday. Okay. So it's definitely well packaged. What I'll do is I'll show you the regular stuff first. So if you look in the background, you can see that I've now moved my Vinegar Syndrome stuff over above where the Scream Factory stuff is. Scream Factory stuff is now on the 3rd shelf, because what I'm doing is I cleared out a complete shelf right there and part of another one, and for this here stuff. Hey Scalder, I got it. I finally got it. So I'll tell you what, I'll start with the DVD, then I'll get into the Blu-rays, and then I'll do the the big stuff. Hey Mug, I just by the way, I just got your message on Instagram. I'm not quite sure how I missed it, but I apologize. So now I'm following you back. I'm sometimes not best with the Instagram messaging, but here we go. So to start off, like everybody else that saw that this was going, I had to grab Lust for Freedom. This one is now out of print. The Vinegar Syndrome kind of lost the rights to this, and so I had to grab this one. This is the only DVD. The rest are all Blu-ray, but this was like one of their original like Troma ones that they got. Nice, nice Kathy. I got my 25 today, so it looks to be good. There's like actually some features on here. Newly recorded audio commentary with the director, video interview with producer and distributor Lloyd Kaufman, original theatrical trailer. So it'd be interesting to check this out. I don't have a lot of Vinegar Syndrome DVDs. I mostly get the Blu-rays, but when it's going out of print, I had to grab it. And this one is number 35, actually. I was actually talking last night to a good friend of mine, and one of the things we talked about was basically what to like we were starting to put our Vinegar Syndoms into our shelves, and we started to number them, and the numbering of them, because there's numbering on the outside, right? It's small, but you can tell. I'm kind of OCD. Hey Trini, it makes you want to get them all, because I'm like a numbers freak. So next up is one I've been wanting for a long time. Every sale this goes in my cart. Every sale I don't get it. This time I got it. I just had to go and grab it finally. Lynn Laurie, Mary Woronov, Sugar Cookies. Really excited about this one, actually. It's got a neat little plot line to it. It's one of those kind of people that look like each other, taking over the place of somebody else. Plot lines. Goes right back to My Name is Julie Ross, basically, which itself was remade to be called Dead of Night, or Dead of Night or Dead of Winter? Dead of Winter, I think, with Roddy McDowall and Mary Steenburgen. But the original was My Name is Julie Ross, and I'm actually really excited to get this one. This is the only blue case one I got, but definitely looking forward to jump into this one. So I'm trying to decide which way to go when showing you guys this stuff. So let's go with these next. So this is going to answer a question that, did you watch it yet, Sculder? I'm excited about that one. I really am. I'm a really big Mary Woronov and Lynn Laurie fan. So to find out that they did a movie together was something that I've always wanted to grab, but I haven't yet. So if you're on my Twitter or anything like that, or you saw me, you know that one of my things is I was trying to decide between should I grab the Taboo quadrilogy or should I finally complete my Rudy Ray Moore collection. So that's something I was going back and forth on. But now you're going to know that answer. So here is Human Tornado. And this is actually the only one that's actually a sequel to Dolomite. The other two films are Rudy Ray Moore films. Hey, Movie Madness. This has like a thing on it, basically the I, Dolomite Part 2. And they did like an I, Dolomite Part 1, which is a really good kind of interview documentary segment. And there's one on each of these. So it makes up this kind of like this bigger documentary. So I knew I wanted to get one of the Rudy Ray Moore ones, but when I looked at the back, when I looked at the features and I realized, okay, that this featurette is going to go over all four of these, then I knew I also had to have Petey Wheatstraw. So I finally got this one, The Devil's Son-in-Law. So really looking forward to this one. This one is kind of crazy, kind of weird. It's a different Rudy Ray Moore film. I don't know if I'm going to put these in numerical order though, because as I look on the spines, I want to put my Rudy Ray Moores together, and they're not numerically put together. So that's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for me. And of course, the fourth one out of those was Disco Godfather, which was Rudy Ray Moore's message film. It's anti-PCP film, I think. Don't worry, we're getting into the good weird stuff. And there's lots of like slip covers and stuff to show you guys too. So some that are at least one or two that's in a print, I think. So to finish off the blaxploitation stuff that I grabbed this time around, without case anyway, without slips. Oh yeah, that's the Candy Tangerine Man Lady Coco. So I've been wanting this one again for a while. This is a Matt Simber double feature, and I do kind of like his stuff. I kind of remember seeing Candy Tangerine Man, but I don't remember if I've ever seen Lady Coco before. But I love this case. I'm so stoked. So next up, I picked up 2 of the 4 Sexploitation Signature Series. I had planned to pick about 4, but I couldn't afford to do it this time around. But I do have, I did get Pickup, which was one that was going low. So I wanted to make sure that I got that one. This is a strange film. I've seen it a few times on like kind of on like in lower budget packs and stuff like that. And as you can see, this is one of the neat things about this. You see it's got the Sexploitation Signature Series collection thing right here. I'm a sucker for stuff like this. Anytime I see these little like things on the side where I know they're going to line up all together and it's going to look really cool, then I know I got to have it. And I'll go back and look at some of these again afterwards. I just want to go through these quickly first, and then we can talk a bit about them. This one actually has a second film on it that was done in 1963 called Orgy at Lil's Place, which I know nothing about. I know it's not like an adult film or anything like that. But it's still, it's interesting film. If you've never seen this one, it's an interesting film. So the other one I picked up from the Signature Series was number 4. Oh, that is definitely interesting. I will be watching that video, and you better tell me what happens, Calder. And that is Fugitive Girls. I love this cover, by the way. It reminds me of kind of like those Mad Magazine cracked like covers that are that. Remember, and as you can see, it's, again, there's that. See, already. Just look at this. Does this not make you want to get the Signature Series? Look how cool that is going to look in the shelf. That is going to look so cool in the shelf. So Fugitive Girls is by A.C. Stevens. If you got Orgy of the Dead, then you know A.C. Stevens is. This is more, there's more of a plot to this one than say Orgy of the Dead had. Orgy of the Dead is a lot of fun though. This one does have Ed Wood in it as well. He acts in it. Renee Bond is in this one as well. Pretty much one of the cool things about this one, much like the Orgy of the Living Dead, is Frank Henenlotter does the commentary for this one here. So if you like Frank Henlotter and you like his commentaries, I really do. I think he does some great commentaries. Definitely check this out. Guys, you have no idea how excited I am right now. So if it's not coming across, I'm like super excited. So although I didn't buy the 5 covers when they were out, I did finally get to picking up Cutting Class. So you guys know I'm a slasher fan. This one had to be in my collection. I love Jill Sholin. I think she's amazing. You got like Donovan Leitch in here and Brad Pitt. So it's going to be like interesting to see what they did with this one, because this, I do have the cut version that the MGM put out that they said was uncut, but actually it wasn't. So really stoked to check out Cutting Class. This is kind of the cover I remember. So if there's a different cover on the other side, I'll probably switch it around after I scan them onto my system. So next up was one that is a weird. Hey, the Whipman. Yeah, I got my order. I'm so super excited. You have no idea how excited I am right now. And so I picked up Star Time. Finally had to grab this. I only remember this actor mostly for playing Elvis. So it's going to be really. Oh, my phone is there somewhere. Hold on. So I'm really excited to see this one. It's a really strange film, and I'm pretty sure haven't seen this. It is like Christmas. So super excited for this one. Oh, the sales, they said they had something like over 5,000 orders, so it was a really big sale this year. Next up is I have finally, oh nice. I'm really looking forward to it. I just don't know what to watch first. I finally got Witch Trap. This is the last Linnea Quigley that I needed for my Vinegar Syndrome collection until they put up more Linnea Quigley, which I'm sure they'll eventually do. This is by, of course, Kevin Tenney. There's a lot of interviews on here. There's like a short film called Book of Joe, which I'm kind of interested in. I know nothing about it. I love when they put like short films or other films on their Releases. So Witch Trap right here. Who knows? Maybe Witchcraft will be that big box that they put out in October. I'm looking at those slip covers and they look so sexy. So next up is Blu Vengeance. Again, this is one that I missed out on, like primarily because I didn't really like the slip when it initially came out, so I kind of held off on it. So here it is right here, and this one does have a second film, and the second film to it is just as interesting as the actual like film here to me, and that is The First Man. It's a 1997 unreleased like science fiction film. A lot of actors in it. This is what I'm thinking of. There's actually a lot of big actors in it. So really interested in seeing how this one works. If anybody's seen this, they can let me know if they like Blu Vengeance, because I really enjoy films like that. Oh wow, those are big. Okay, next up is Bloodhook. Yes, I got Bloodhook. Everybody told me I needed to pick up Bloodhook, and I missed it on the slipcover, but that's okay. I finally do have I love this cover though. This is awesome. This might be the first one I watch. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like this type of stuff. This was like a really cheesy film. I saw like a version of this back in the day, and it was definitely not 111 minutes long. It was cut down way more than this. And it was on VHS. It was like on probably like an old Troma VHS or something like that. Okay, so the next two I got, I'm actually super excited about, because one of them's gone out of print now. Your friend is not, you got a good friend, man. So first up is volume 3 of 5 Films, 5 Years. As you guys know, I got volumes 1 and 2. This is 3, so this is Golden Age Erotica. This is the second Golden Age Erotica volume. There are only 4 volumes in this series. This one is out of print, but you can still get it if you want to grab it like on Amazon CA, or I think Amazon.com might have it there. I know it's not on CA, so give it a shot. It might be a bit more expensive than during the sale, but super excited. Got Dracula Sucks, which I have the DVD of, but I really wanted this upgraded to Blu-ray, because that is one of my favorites of that type of film. Corporate Assets is actually a really good one as well. The Vixens of Kung Fu was pretty cheesy. Tropic of Desire, Bob Chin, don't remember it, but Georgina Spellman's in it, so I like that. And Baby Rosemary, I kind of remember that one. So I got that. And of course, if I got Volume 3, you know I had to grab Volume 4, the horror and exploitation one. So it's got some really cool stuff on here. So we got like Cry Wilderness, which if you're an MST3K fan, this was the best episode of MST3K, the remake, the revivals of it. Then there's Vampire Hookers, which is Ciro Santiago. You guys know I love Ciro Santiago. I got the double feature of this one. I'm glad to upgrade this one to a Blu-ray actually. It's got Evil Come, Evil Go. I don't know if I know that one at all actually. The Cutthroats, I have the limited edition DVD of. Again, I'm really glad to have this one upgraded to Blu-ray as well. I would never get rid of my DVD, but I want to have them both. And Teenage Seductress, which says Sandra Curry, who's the sister of Cherry Curry. So going to be interesting to see how that one goes. Really intrigued by these two. Really happy to finally have completed the 5 films, 5 years collection. Now we're getting into the slipcovers. So where do we start here? So they do really good jobs with their slips. So we got House of the Dead. I love anthology films, so this one was a must-have. And it's really, really good looking. If you can see, it's shiny, and there's parts of it that are kind of raised. Even on the sides, the lettering is raised. It looks really, really good. I might want to watch this one first. I don't know. So apparently it's got the reversible cover, which is Alien Zone, which is a really weird name for this movie because I don't think this, if I remember correctly, this has nothing to do with aliens at all. But I really dig this cover. It reminds me of another cover that Scream Factory has. So next up is, and yeah, I'm glad I got this one. So Dear Dead Delilah. And this is kind of like the gothic-y style, people getting killed in a house type of thing. I love these type of films. I knew I wanted this one. I knew I wanted the slipcover for this. Again, you can see it's got the raised stuff there. And yeah, I'm actually really glad I got the slip for this one. So next up is one of what I consider the most interesting slips that they did. And if it's still available, I do recommend that you check it out. Hey, Pete. Thanks a lot. And that is Shot. So I want you to take a good look at this one because this is one I think people are overlooking, especially for the slip. So this has a really good, almost like a Robert Crumb style underground indie comic type of look to it. And it kind of wraps over all the way around. I really, really love this one. I'm super surprised this one hasn't sold out. It's got like it's got a nice kind of a gloss to it. It's different than a lot of the other covers. It's extremely different. And as you can see, it even has its own artwork on the inside. So like some of them, you'll open it up and you'll see the same artwork, right? And then you just like switch it around to get another artwork. But this one here, already right away, you're going to get this. So once it sells out, you still got this, which is really cool art as well. But this is one of the ones where I honestly think the slip is worth it. If you're looking at getting this movie, yeah, you're probably gonna kick yourself if you don't grab this one with the slip. It's really well done. This is probably one of my favorite slips that they've ever put out, and that kind of includes the lenticular stuff. So, being a Canucksploitation fan, I had to grab this one finally, and that is Sudden Fury. This is one of my last buys. Actually, I did this in my third purchase. So I grabbed that one as well. There's going to be a couple here that you're going to be surprised aren't here right now, but they're on their way, so understand there'll be another video. So next up is, as you guys know, I love Mary Woronov. And I also liked Hobgoblins. That was fun. It depends. I mean, I got some of my shelves from from Canadian Tire, and I got some of them from Walmart. With the slipcover ones, they usually like hold about 19 or 20, I think. With just straight over like regular Blu-rays around 22. I know this because last night I moved my Vinegar Syndrome all around so that they'd be right in the background there when I made this video. So I got Blood Theater. I know it's not a favorite of everybody's, but it's Blood Theater, Visitants. I'm actually almost as interested, or maybe a little more interested, in Visitants than I am in in Blood Theater. But Blood Theater's got Mary Woronov, so I'll like that. Should be fun. Really cheesy stuff. There's gonna, again, I did want the slipcover with this one because I really wanted this film. I got like a crappy DVD copy of this film that's not the greatest, so I definitely wanted to grab this film. So next up is the now out of print slip for Penitentiary, and I love these films. I grew up watching the Penitentiary films. They were like staples at my local video store. There's 3 of them. Unfortunately, only 2 of them are, for some reason, have like ability for release. I love the shine on this. Like, nobody does slips the way that Vinegar Syndrome does slips. See, like, people talk about it all the time, but oh, see, I think give Uninvited another chance. It's super cheesy, Pete, but it's one of those. I don't know if I just saw it at the right time or not. But when I watched Uninvited the first time, I thought it was a different film when I went in to watch it than it turned out to be, and I like totally fell in love with it. But that's just me. I got weird tastes, so just to let you know. So I picked up Penitentiary. Finally, really glad to have this one. And of course, you know, if I got Penitentiary, then I had to grab Penitentiary too. So this one here is super, really, really good film. This one is really, really cheesy, really, really fun. They get the recast the main bad guy with Ernie Hudson, which is kind of cool. So it'd be interesting to see how this one's done. They got interviews with Gemma Fanaka on here and like commentaries with him as well, archival commentaries. Is he passed away now, Gemma Fanaka? I don't want to like kill somebody that's not dead. It's just I kind of feel like he might be. Maybe he's not. I don't know. But Penitentiary and Penitentiary 2, I had to grab those. So next up, and I am super excited to have this one. Really, really excited, especially because I did not know this was going out of the system. Disconnected. So apparently Disconnected doesn't exist without the slip. So you either got disconnected when it had the slip, or once it went out it didn't just go out and said we're going to put back a standard edition. They actually said they couldn't put Disconnected out again. I really wanted this film. It's by the guy that did Psychos in Love. This actually intrigues me more than Psychos in Love does, to be honest with you. And one of the really neat things about this is there's a kind of a short film on here called 20 Questions. And it really, really intrigued me. There's even like features for the short film as well. So, not gonna lie, I'm super stoked to have this one. This one is now out of print, and I had to get it. So Disconnected, I'm so excited. Now, let's see what they say. Anything here? I love the fact that my sheet is like 2 pages. Yes. Okay. So I had to grab this. There was no way I was not going to get this. Yeah. Well, the good thing is at least they're available. Like Disconnected, you got and it's no longer available. But even if you get those without the slip, you got them. So this is the start of the VSA series. and it is Savage Harbor, aka Death Feud. It's really sturdy. This is even more sturdy than their slipcovers. So I have number 461 of that, and kind of slides out like this. This is really, really, really high quality. I can't really. It's hard to explain it unless you put it in your hands, but it's got a bit of heft to it. The artwork is incredible. It's very sturdy, very well done. I will be doing like, is it really? Bigger like unboxings of these down the road, where I'm going to look at these and with the posters and everything. So that'll be something that we'll look at. So 461, that's a pretty early number. Not too bad when there's like 2,500 or so of them. I do recommend these. If you didn't grab these initially during the sale, I would pick them up. Now both of these here have kind of a connection. So yeah, when I say both of these, yeah, of course I had to grab Evil Town as well, and this is number 782. So still, we're under the 1,000. So that's pretty cool. And it slides out like this. I always saw this Evil Town like box on here. I love when they're honest. But I've never seen the film because somebody stole the film at the video store, and so I couldn't rent it. So apparently there's a connection to this. And you didn't go for the VSAs? Oh, there's posters in here, man, and everything. So I'm just going to take this out for a second. Just kind of like show you. Like if you can see it there, it's really, really thick, really sturdy. So who is it that did this here? So the guy, I think it was Marty Rustam. Yeah, Marty Rustam actually worked on both of these films. So I think, because Marty Rustam is one of the directors here, and I think Marty Rustam might have produced Death Feud. So, you know, the same guy that was working on both of them. Now, if you've ever gotten any of those like Vinegar, Arrow video, the early ones when you used to have those great big posters in them, that's it. They have these in here as well. So these have these really kind of big posters as well that fold out, that are actually kind of cool. So you get the different artwork on here. Each of these will have reversible covers. So some people were worried. No, you don't have to worry about it like slipping out. It's not too tight. It's not too loose. It just is just pretty much the right amount on here. And yeah, so we got Marty Rustam on that one. That was Marty Rustam on both of these. Maybe it's Carl Munson. It's Carl Munson. So Carl Munson worked on both of these. I got it wrong. Pretty sure he did. We'll see. Anyway, we'll find out. Vinegar Syndrome are, you know, like beyond what a lot of these companies like did. Hey Jesse, I would relook to the. I would definitely pick these up. Like, just look at these here. I mean, they're definitely extra thick. And I'm gonna sell you on them. They look really cool going into your library. So either way you put them, they're definitely high quality. It's hand numbered. Both of these are. I got 4 more coming, by the way. So some more stuff, but yeah, the Vinegar Syndrome Archives is definitely a hit. It's a game changer for me when it comes to this stuff. Remember when you first got that first like thick box set, like from like an Arrow or somewhere like that? Then and you felt something different. You felt like then you look back at the old, kind of the old like thin boxes that kind of came before it, and you're like, why can't everybody do this? Why can't everybody kind of make like a special edition, like this? And that's how I feel as I'm holding these. They really do, like, to be completely honest with you, to be completely blunt, they both feel like the start of something good. I love the feel of them too. See, I have no problem with them. Like, just slides in, slides, yeah, slides out, slides in. And they are gorgeous. Like, the artwork on both of these are are super gorgeous. I would recommend, if you're a Vinegar Syndrome collector, if you like this type of stuff, I think that most of them were down to around 500 or so, or maybe a little under, before the sale ended. I think they're coming up maybe tomorrow. Like, the website's coming back up. I wouldn't recommend waiting too long on the VSAs. It's one of those that if you're a collector, I feel it's something that you're gonna enjoy, that you're gonna want to that if you miss out on, you're gonna be sad you missed out on it. That type of thing. So as I put them back into the box, because I got to show them to my better half before I put them to the shelf for anybody that came late. And if you have any questions about any of these, please feel free to ask. This is the most Vinegar Syndrome I think I got at any. It's definitely the most Vinegar Syndrome I ever got in any sale. So we got 5 Films, 5 Years, Volume 3. 5 Films, 5 Years, Volume 4. Finishing the collection, I got Volumes 1 and 2. Bloodhook. Blu Vengeance. Kevin Tenney's Witch Trap with the beautiful Linnea Quigley. Michael St. Gerard and Star Time. Not this time around, Ken. Great film, though. I know the film you're talking about, Corruption of Chris Miller. Fantastic film. It wasn't included in the sale, actually. Do I think to put it in volumes 5 and 6? As far as I know, they said that volumes 3 and 4 were going. Are you sure they're not, Trini? We're going to be the last. Because I think really they said that was like what they had for now anyway. Like, they could upgrade those. Exactly, Mike. That's exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about the Vinegar Syndrome archives. It's one of those. It's a game changer. In my opinion, anyway, it feels like a game changer. It feels like something. When you're at a concert, right? Oh, talk to you later, Mike. Have a good evening. And it's a new band, and you're there with a bunch of people, and they start to play, and they play some cover stuff, and you're like, they're pretty good, and then they play 1 or 2 of their own songs, and you're like, yeah, there's I feel something. Yes, Ken, I'm extremely jealous. It's like that. Like, I feel there's something there. I feel there's something in the air. So that's how I feel with the Vinegar Syndrome archives. I feel that I'm glad I got in at the beginning of it. Cutting Class. The 2 sexploitation ones, Pickup and Fugitive Girls. I now want the other 2 because they look so sexy like this. I love things like this. I gotta grab Red Roses of Passion and what's the other one again? I can't remember right now. It's been a while since I've been looking at the site. So there we go. Look. Candy Tangerine Man and Lady Coco. Love this cover, by the way. And I think if you turn it around, then highlights Lady Coco and Candy Tangerine Man is down there like that. So that's actually kind of cool. And All my blaxploitation friends are gonna love Human Tornado, Petey Wheatstraw, and of course Disco Godfather. Thanks, Jesse. That's the other one I got. I should remember that. That's Andy Milligan. Love Andy Milligan stuff. Sugar Cookies. Finally have this Lynn Laurie, Mary Woronov classic in my collection. I'm calling it a classic. This is one of the really early ones, isn't it? Yeah, number 43. Hey. Of course, the now out of print, very excited for this one, Lust for Freedom, the only DVD one that I picked up. Yeah, they should. Actually, they announced some stuff for certain months, but I don't think they announced any August titles yet. And as for the slipcovers, we got House of the Dead. I didn't, Jesse. Not this time around. That's the thing. You were kind of wondering if I was going to go for the Taboo films or the Rudy Ray Moore ones. This time, I went for the Rudy Ray Moore. So guess what I'm going to go for next time. Eventually, I'm trying to get all of most of the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. I can't even say most of the stuff I'm interested in, because the honest to God's truth is I don't think there's anything in the catalog that I'm not interested in. Like from the regular stuff to the adult stuff to the exploitation stuff and the documentaries, and they're like more artsy films like the Phone Book, or movies like with the deeper message like Good Luck Miss Wyckoff. It's a company that gets me, to be completely honest. So House of the Dead, again, we'll let you guys see the embossing there. Wasn't it fantastic? That was a really great documentary. Disco Godfather Mike's a lot of fun. It's different. He tries to do like a message film. Anything about Frere is cool, man. But here's the one I'm going to say. If you do not have this, and I saw it intrigued me, like the slipcover intrigued me. This is a slip you don't want to miss. It's shot. Once again, I'm going to just highlight this one. Hey, Bears. Because I do think this is something different. It's something really unique. It's got a nice shine to it that is really kind of hard to explain. Maybe you can actually see it a bit there. I'm being honest. I'm being with my thoughts here. Yeah, don't miss out on the slipcover. This is one of the nicest slipcovers I've seen them do. And I've got the Undertaker and I got the Lenticulars and stuff like that. But this is really, really different. Yeah, the VSAs were the last I got. I got 4 more coming. That's the thing, though. It's kind of like I love comics, right? I grew up I collected comics before films, and there was an underground comic scene, guys like Picard and Crumb and people like that, and it has a feel of that to it. It's very punk. And as a guy that was really into punk music and stuff like that, that's one of the best comments I can give. It was really punk. Of course, Sudden Fury. Super excited to have this one. I have no idea what to watch tonight. For some reason, Jesse, I picture you as being somebody that will be into that scene. I could be totally wrong. Maybe it's because I know another Jesse, and he's in a punk band. I'm not joking. He really is. He's in a punk band, and he's like a computer programmer type guy, but he plays in this punk band. I think it's in Montreal, or he did anyway. A really cool guy. See, there you go. Jessies are cool. Blood Theater Visitants. If you're a Rick Sloan fan, this is lower budget than Hobgoblins. Just, know that going in. This is just like his early stuff. But you get Mary Woronov in one of these films. The Visitants, like, just look at the trailer of The Visitants. It's really, really intriguing. It's like super funny. This like kind of really weird, quirky sci-fi film, like comedy. Of course, there is Penitentiary, the Gemma Fanaka film, and we got Penitentiary 2 here as well. I love these slipcases, by the way. These are really, really cool. I love the way they do it. So they get kind of like, there's always something that looks almost kind of like it's coming out at you. It's kind of 3D here in these in their stuff. So if you haven't picked these up, I know this one's at a print with the slipcover, but you can still get the regular edition. There's Leon Isaac Kennedy as Too Sweet, and still highlighted here. So that's always no little spaceship in the box. Actually, apparently they didn't do that. What they're doing is they're announcing it. Let me just turn my thing down here because I'm gonna try and get this done right. It is really cool cover art. I do love the way this is done. And next up is the classic Disconnected. So out of print, gone out of stock already. This is one of those, check maybe Amazon or eBay if this is one that you're interested in getting. If you look behind me, I know you've been gone for a while, Kim, but if you look behind me, you can notice that I have bought every indicator box set that has come out to date. So I've already pre-ordered the Norman J. Warren one, and I will be pre-ordering the Dietrich Steinberg one as well, because I do really love that the way Indicator has done their box sets. Very intrigued by 20 Questions. Phoenix Rock. I really don't know which one of these to check out first. Now, I'll be doing another video either later on tonight or probably tomorrow where I'll have these unboxed. I'll have the reversible artwork turned around. So we'll be to check out the reversible artwork. We'll check out things on the inside. I'll let you know a bit more about the features. And also, of course, we will be looking at these here. So one more time, because Quattro is still there, and Scalder, I'm going to win him over with these. So here we got Savage Harbor. Look how sexy that is, guys. Number 461. Big poster on the inside. Features, really cool quality, kind of like they're doing this like one of those like bottom loading VHS cases. That's kind of what it's doing. Disconnected, I'm so excited to see, Jesse. And I know you're one of the people that actually recommended Disconnected. And I'm so glad that I didn't miss out on it. And of course, there is Evil Town. Now, I know more people probably grabbed, I think more people grabbed Evil Town than Savage Harbor. I'm not quite sure what the ratio was, but there's a guy, I can't remember his name, but he does reviews of a lot of these films. He's really into the exploitation part of the films. Like that is what he highlights. Oh, really? Is Bay Street Video on the list? That is awesome. But just look at this. Look how sexy this looks. And apparently this has some connection to Evils of the Night as well. I will tell you one thing, Jesse, that once I receive my other package, and here's a hint to one thing, I may have to do a feature with that film and Mandy. So you can kind of guess what one of the films I got coming is. Just putting that out there in case you're wondering if I had that, if I was getting that film. Again, look at these. Look how sexy this is. Look at that. There. But they're nice, sexy cases, hand numbered. So there you go, guys. It's been a big journey, and it's not quite over yet. Exactly. I got 4 more coming. And after that, I have 6 Code Reds coming from a Code Red sale. So we got a lot to look at. We're going to be looking more into these. I'm going to be doing like bigger unboxings on this stuff. Nice. So we'll be looking deeper into these. I'll be looking at this I'll do a VSA for Vinegar Syndrome, yeah. So it'll be 29 in total that I'll have during this month, like for Vinegar Syndrome. That's the most I've ever bought at one time of any company. I think like previously record was probably around 19 or so for Mondo Macabre, which was for like Christmas about 2 years ago when the Mondo Macabre had a huge sale. Because as you guys know, I do like to support like more the indie style companies like Vinegar Syndrome, companies like Mondo Macabre, companies like AGFA. I find myself being more strongly like drawn to those as opposed to some of the bigger. Oh no, see, this was my 25 from the sale. The thing is that my good friend Brian from Just the Discs and Pure Cinema Podcast, which I gotta say, they did a Pure Cinema podcast with Joe Dante. So that's pretty big, and he's talking westerns and stuff. I haven't got to listen to that yet. Actually, I got to download that one tonight. I just finished listening to their to the hip one that him and Brian does regularly, like where they do the 5 picks. Hey, B movie. So Brian's like hooked me up with 4 Vinegar Syndromes, which was super like generous and nice of him, making the the total go to 29. So I'm really cool about that. Like he texted me like a couple days ago. He said, I got four here. If you're interested, I'll send them your way. And it's not gonna be hard to figure out what 4 they are if you really think about it. Especially if you really think about what one of them is, then the other ones are going to follow suit. Really excited to get those. Come to show you guys those as well, and to do like some more videos as I watch some of these films too. Just to this, like with the spaces in between. I'm in 2 of their podcasts so far. Hopefully being more in the future too. So here we go, guys. This is my Vinegar Syndrome sale haul as of right now. Oh, this is heavy. So, to break it down, and I do like to do this, I do like to break it down. Let's see. 11 here are pretty much in the horror territory, like out and out horror territory. We got at least 6 that are in the blaxploitation, so that ups my blaxploitation. And the rest, I got like different stuff. So as you can see, like I didn't buy any like the adult titles, like the uh, Taboo. Uh, 25 actually in total for this one here, and with 4 coming. I didn't buy the Taboo or anything like that, but I still got the adult stuff a bit because I did get the volume 3 of 5 films, 5 years. But it looks respectable. So it looks, you just see like film reels. So it's very respectable looking. So Trini, did I convince you on the VSAs yet? Or Scalder, did I convince you guys on those? Because I'm going to be doing another video where I'm going to like open them up and like show you guys the other covers and the posters and stuff. So I'll work on you. I'll work on your pocketbooks. Uh, I'm. How do I put this, Jesse? If you think about what I hinted at that I got and what it's part of, then you kind of answer your own question. Hey, Sarah Shot. Just did the unbox. I'll put them up here so you can see them. So 25 titles in total. Whoa. I honestly don't know which one I'm more excited to check out first. Uh, Oddly enough, the special feature. Thanks, Mike. Because actually, that's what I was going to say. I kind of want to watch 20 minutes, the special feature on Disconnected. I hear a lot of great stuff about that. So six good ones, all right. That's the thing. It's quality, not quantity. It's just this time around was the one time I could actually afford to do this. I normally, not something I can actually afford to do something like this. I had to save up. Like I saved up for months for this sale. I definitely think this helps me decide for the next sale what I want to pick up. I know the Sexploitation Signature Series. I'll definitely be getting the other 2 of those. If any more VSAs get announced, I'm in for sure. Looking at some of these sexy slip, I really want to see. I love the way Shot is done. I don't know if there's any more films that could have that style slipcover, but I love the indie comic punk look of this Shot slipcover. So if they do anything else like that, I'm definitely all in on that type of stuff. Of course, any more volumes of these come out, I will definitely grab them. Oh man, poor X-Men film. Who knows? It might be okay. I mean, it's X-Men. Can it be any worse than Last Stand? Just putting that out there. They got one more movie, right? Like the Fox, the lineup, like New Mutants, where they did a lot of reshoots and stuff as well. That was one I was excited about, right? Because the standard X-Men films, they kind of play out. I am getting a bit of superhero fatigue, to be honest with you. But it's a shame. I actually really love Godzilla. Fingers crossed for your Warlock, man. I actually really love Godzilla films. So I'm hoping that one of the weird comments that I heard. I haven't seen Godzilla, so I can't say. But one of the weird comments I heard with Godzilla was people were like, "There's not enough people in it. There's too much of the monster stuff." And I'm like, have you ever watched a Godzilla film before? Not a North American film, but an actual Godzilla film. You want less of that stuff. I think New Mutants will get released. I don't know if it'll go to theater now. If there's maybe they do a VOD or just release it straight to Blu-ray. Or I would I don't think I can't see it getting a 4K release at this point, which is a shame because I know a lot of the other ones didn't they? I think they did. I could be wrong on that. I thought, but I kind of remember the X-Men movies getting this 4K box set or something like that. And the New Mutants one, the plot to it looked kind of more horror oriented, and I do like that. Yeah, it looks super cool. 4 years ago, exactly. I'm not quite sure what happened with that film. If the film is just a mess, or if they don't like the way that, the way that it went. I mean, I'll put it to you this way. If Warner Brothers can put out Suicide Squad in the condition that that movie came out in, I'm sure New Mutants can easily go out there, because I don't care how bad New Mutants looks. I will take it over Suicide Squad any day of the week. The only reason that New Mutants is not out is because there's no big star in it. Like it could be the same train wreck of a film that Suicide Squad is, but Suicide Squad has Will Smith in as a train wreck. New Mutants has, I don't know, and it might be a train wreck. So there you go. But then again, I haven't seen it, so it could be a fantastic film. It's just like when a movie takes that long and there's that many reshoots, you get kind of nervous. But yeah, no, this, as I watch these, I'll be formulating my list for November. I'm not going to lie to you. I will start now. I would definitely start now when it comes to the list. So 4 more Vinegar Syndromes to come. 2 of them, cases got messed up along the way, so I'm going to have to replace the cases for a couple of them, which is, isn't too expensive. Oh, really? Like, see, I honestly don't know who was in New Moons. I don't even remember. I remember like the tone of the trailer, but if you asked me to name one actor that was in that trailer, I couldn't tell you. I can tell you that the guy that played Max Headroom, you like Suicide Squad? That's okay. My daughter likes Suicide Squad too. But so I have weird taste. But I couldn't tell you. But if you ask me, like, hey, was the girl from General Hospital in the 1995, 96 Generation X TV film that came on Fox? Yeah, she was. And so was the guy that played Max Headroom. So I know that stuff. I can tell you who was in Generation X, which was a really cool little TV film. It wasn't really, it was okay. I was, it came out at a time when you were so starved for like sci-fi and like comic book stuff that you would take anything. So when Generation X came out on TV, it was like meant to be a pilot for like a TV series. Like they did like Doctor Who around the same time, the Paul McGann one. Neither one of them became like actual shows. But I was like super like into this stuff. But I guess guys, there you go. That is. I love Max Headroom. It didn't last long enough. I got the complete series from Shout Factory. I still have to find the British pilot because it's not on there. And the first time that I saw Max Headroom actually was on a VHS tape. And what it had, I think it was called like 20 Minutes into the Future, 15, something like that. And it was a British pilot first. And then, became more to ABC and needed the series. And, he kind of branched off into like being a spokesperson for Coca-Cola. I think it was a spokesperson for a lot of stuff, but like Coca-Cola is one of them. That was such a cool one. I remember the Blipverts episode, of course. I think that was the pilot one where basically people were being fed so much like advertising information to their brain at one time, like in like one 30-second package, that he actually would people would spontaneously combust. So actually so ahead of its time when you think about it. Like Lord knows like what can happen next with the way they do the advertising and stuff there. I will say also that on Sunday I watched the first episode of Black Mirror of the new season. There's only 3. I haven't seen the other 2 yet, so I can't comment on those. The first one I wasn't sure of in the beginning, but it's one of those slow sinks, I'll call it. And it started Anthony Mackie, who of course who's the spoiler alert, he's now Captain America. Man, I'll be honest with you, Jesse. I thought I had a plan, but once you actually get them in your hands, and you got it's hard. It's hard to decide. That's for sure. But yeah, I watched the first episode, and I wasn't quite sure if I was mad. I was kind of mad at it first, and then I kind of thought about it more, and it's deeper than than it seems on surface level. Because, I won't give away too much, but if you've seen it, you probably know what I'm talking about. In that it definitely explores like an almost new potential, like weird not weird. I hate to say weird. A burgeoning sexuality. My Vinegar Syndrome pickups. Yep. It's very much like the Twilight Zone. It's more in the more along the lines of technological, but it does great stuff. I would not recommend going in and watching the first episode of Black Mirror first. I find that people that started with the first episode of Black Mirror, some of them didn't continue watching. They didn't really like it. I was iffy on the first episode. If you live in Britain, then the first episode will hit you like more than it will if you live like anywhere else in the world, because it's very the first episode of Black Mirror is very like it has to do like if you know British scandals and stuff like that and British prime ministers, then it's going to hit you on a different level than if you just go in and watch it and you're like, this is kind of weird. But second episode on, like I went into Black Mirror, I think might have been the second series. What episode should you watch first? Start with the second, I guess. But somebody said series 5. Series 5 is what's up. There's some really good ones. I mean, there's a great one with Jodie Whittaker. They do get connected, though, Sculder, in like series 4. Is it series 4 when they do that like John Hamm episode? You know what I'm talking about? That then they do kind of not John Hamm, but the John Hamm episodes in series 3, I think it's like it's the Christmas special. But there's at the end of series 4, there's a connection with a lot of the episodes. So make sure you've watched up to series 4 before you watch series 4, because in series 4, there's at the end, the last episode of that series deals with like somebody that goes into this museum area, and it connects some of the different episodes. You know what I'm talking about, right? So basically, if you've seen Black Mirror, then you know the one that I'm talking about. It's about this this guy that was like kind of like executed. Really different one, and there's certain aspects of it that like show off like different other episodes. Oh God, there's some really great ones. There was a great one with Jodie Whittaker in there, and Toby Kebbell, which basically it's in a society where people like have this implant in their head, and they basically everything that they're doing like throughout the day is taped in their mind. So they have total recall, and they can actually just play back like times and images and dates, which can be a fantastic thing to like for memory and stuff like that, because as it is, like science like tells us that no memory that we have will truly continue to be accurate, because each time we draw into that memory, our thoughts and our biases like come into play. The Computer Kid on the Run is really good. That's pretty intense. That's a good that would be a good one. It'll get you watching. I'll tell you that much. You'll keep watching. But it's like but that episode really stuck out to me, and it's a thing too. Like the entire history of you. Thanks, Livens. Yeah, it got to me. Like if you've ever been jealous, or if you ever had like jealous issues, the entire history of you is not going to help you. But with that, yeah, I do. I got like, Cowboy Bebop, Sailor Moon, Ram and a Half, Dragon Ball Z, all that type of stuff. Uh, of course, Robotech's my favorite. Like that's this was my first. I grew up with Robotech, and I gotta get Astroboy. Which one? The White Bear? Which is the White Bear? Oh, Jesse. Okay, I was gonna say. I was trying to remember which one that is. Cowboy Bebop is my better half's one of her favorite animes. I don't know if it's the White Bear. Basically, I think the one that he's talking about is the one where the kid is basically told through a computer that they have something on him, so he has to go out and do what the person says. Uh, and we kind of we think we know what the blackmailer has on him, and he has to like go. He comes in contact with other people that have been blackmailed as well through this hacker, and but what the hacker does have on him actually turns out, I won't give away the twist, way more shocking than you can imagine. But once you watch it over again, you can kind of see it. There's the good thing about it is it doesn't come out of nowhere. There are little hints of it all the way through. Um, but if you haven't seen it, it's a really really good episode. Um, you will remember it. You will definitely remember it. There are very few that I don't like. I think that one of the first that I totally fell in love with was San was I'm gonna totally pronounce this wrong. It's really it's San Juan Aparo. I probably pronounced that wrong. You guys know I pronounce stuff wrong all the time. But it was a really great episode, and it hit the heartstrings. But on the other side of things, there are some ones like the Bryce Dallas Howard episode, which I think is the most realistic episode that we have ever done on Black Mirror. Because see, I totally see society going in the route of the what shown in the Bryce Dallas Howard episode. So if you have seen that episode, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Basically, it's a world where everything is dependent on social media, including like the type of job you get, the house you get, how much of a good rate you get on your rent. All depends on your likes and stuff. So I guess I'd be pretty down there. So if you want to help me like survive in 3 episodes in this season, actually, if you want to help me survive in the future upcoming social media apocalypse that's apparently coming up, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you haven't done that, so that you know when these videos come up and you get to see live when I do these unboxings. And you don't want to miss out on ones like this when you get things like the. Gonna do this one more time. Special for like Sculder and cultural training, because I'm a jerk like that. These sexy VSAs. That is true, man. With their hand numbering. Sexy like posters on the inside, which we will look at in a very soon future video. It might be good. You never know. Like nothing's going to replace Akira. Akira was like a gateway drug for a lot of people when it came to anime. Look at this here. This is really really nice looking. Just look. Oh, I'm sure your order will be there soon, dude. Let me know when it gets in, by the way. We actually, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm doing a special episode on the VSAs alone, But just for you guys, just right now, I'm going to be going soon because I'm not going to keep you guys too long today. I'm going to show you something. Because let's see if I can do it. Hopefully I can do this. Stay, guys. This is Savage Harbor. You ready? This is the poster, two-way poster, that is included inside of Savage Harbor. It's huge. And of course, you can always switch over to the Death Feud artwork if you want to put it on the inside. Every VSA title will include that they're yeah, that's what I thought originally, Shadow. I thought that the posters were going to be kind of like, you know, those the ones they got over there. What are they called? Oh God, you can the MVD rewinds. I thought they were like going to be like the MVD rewind size posters. But nope, they're actually super big, sexy looking posters like the old Arrow video posters that used to come out back that day. So there you go. Scotter, Trini. In this universe, in this super crazy universe here, and in my VSA video, which I will do, not only will we look into these a bit more, you'll also get to see at that time Evil Town poster as well, with both sides of that, which, yes, is awesomely big. And I know, here I am being mean, trying to get you guys to spend more money, especially after so many big sales have happened. But I kind of had to do it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much today. I'm super excited. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm probably going to go and just start opening this stuff up, and kind of like just start watching some of these. That's going to definitely be my day. And like Arrow has like a sale, which I can't do actually. I'll be honest with you, I tapped it out. I tapped out for a while. So and their sale is going to be huge. So but I'll be covering it. When the sale happens, I'll go through my entire Arrow collection with you guys as well, and we'll be talking about that sale. I'll do like a little history on my collecting of Arrow titles. As you can see, I got a full shelf of them over there, and I really love their stuff. So. Oh really? A Q&A with. So hopefully you all get your shipping notices soon, or hopefully even better than that, hopefully they just like knock on your door and like, oh wow, I might get my shipping notice, but here's my movies just arrived. So over the next few videos, we are going to see we're going to dive into the features. We're going to talk about like we're going to see the alternate artwork and covers on some of these films. I'm probably going to be reviewing a few of these films down the road. I'm gonna hit some of that review stuff. Uh, I'm working on a different type of video that I will talk to you guys about. I don't want to say jinx anything yet because it may not happen, but that I may do uh, in the near future. I didn't get Vive from the server. I actually just I went on was it Twitter, and I said, if any person is doing the Severance sale and they want to pick up Vive for me, it'd be much appreciated because I am tapped out. Nobody took me up on that, but worth a shot. Uh, uh, that is so weird because I remember the last sale, Severin was like forever getting stuff out. You guys remember, right? Where the Black Friday sale where I got myself in February. Where I got myself in February. Yeah, but it was worth it because it was really great stuff. Um, but yeah, so Vinegar Syndrome video coming up with all this stuff. Will be a VSA video like focusing on those. Code Red video coming up, obviously. There'll be another video when I get the other 4 Vinegar Syndrome titles. I'm working on a couple other videos here as well. We're going to be talking about the Arrow, basically the 10 years of Arrow. We'll go through my entire Arrow collection. I'll completely empty that shelf. I'll bring them up. I'll show you guys everything. Once they announce their sale stuff, we'll go into that as well. As always, I'll always like look at a company during a sale and give you some of my thoughts on like some things that are must buys or things that you really should have. Of course, it has been announced that that Indicator's the the big set. God, the Sternberg set. So that's going to be something that we can actually talk about. A future video I am hoping to do is a kind of once the Indicator Norman J. Warren set comes out, I want to do a video that's going to be kind of like highlighting and contrasting the Vinegar Syndrome Norman J. Warren releases as opposed to the Indicator Norman J. Warren release. So those things. So that's, obviously it's farther in the future because that's coming out I think in July or somewhere like that. Yeah, I love Scalpel. I really do. Now, it is like a Southern Gothic, so it moves a bit at a leisurely pace. But it's one I do recommend. I'm a big fan of like that actress too. So that's a kind of a cool thing there. I don't know if you got it from Vinegar Syndrome, but Dominique is actually a good double feature with Scalpel. Actually, a really good double feature Scalpel, come to think of it. Or even if you want on the more exploitative side, Lynn Laurie and Woronov Sugar Cookies, in a way, is a good double feature with that. I have seen haven't really dived in to look at what the final like features are yet for both of those sets. I do know that Satan's Slave has a commentary with Sam Deegan and Keta Ellinger, I think, on there, which is exclusive to the Vinegar Syndrome one. So it's a case of each one is going to have features that the other one doesn't. So once they both come out and I have had time to dive into all of them, perfect. Because I do think that'd make a nice double feature. Because they got a similar feel to them. They don't have the same plot line, but just that similar like type of like kind of maybe type of gothic like style feel to it. No, and I always say Southern Gothic as opposed to like, because it's not Gothic, it's not in the castle or anything like that, but you know what I mean. But yeah, so that's a few of the videos I got that I'm going to be coming with in the near future. I will be looking at the 80s as well. We'll be doing an 80s one, and I'm going to be. So we'll be looking into the Indicator stuff, and yeah, I got a few Arrow video stuff to do, and I will also. So it didn't show up there, but I know I didn't get the Buried Alive cover. That's not an ugly cover. That was like the Thriller video cover from back in the day. The Buried Alive cover was that they showed at Severin. Was I think that was their bonus, like their slipcover. Severin, I won't say takes a lot, but they're very. They do keep a close eye, I think, on Vinegar Syndrome. Uh, I think they work together. They're not companies they're in competition, but they have noticed that Vinegar Syndrome is doing well with what it's doing, and Severin has followed suit, and that's a good thing. I think more companies should probably follow suit with a lot of the Vinegar Syndrome type stuff that they do. But there you guys go. I don't want to lose you guys too much. Thank you guys so much for watching. We did 80 minutes here today. You've seen my Vinegar Syndrome unboxing, 25 titles. I think that's pretty good. I think that was worth waiting for, guys. And hopefully anybody that hasn't got their stuff will be getting it soon. And anybody that doesn't have it might just be picking up some VSAs. in the in the near future. Thank you so much, guys. I am Aaron. You guys are the Movie Library. As always, you guys are super awesome. Have a wonderful day, and I will. It's time for tea, and it's time for some Vinegar Syndrome. Later, guys.